I honestly did not expect to get addicted this fast to this game. Especially for an early access game, it's pretty crazy how good this is. Hi everyone, this is Baby Llama. I am here with another game review today, and today I want to look at Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Now, some of you may be familiar with Deep Rock, another game in the Deep Rock Galactic universe. Came out a couple years ago. It's got really good gameplay, but this is the same studio's take on a survivor-like bullet hell kind of game. And honestly, they did a really good job. This game isn't even out yet fully. I was actually really surprised to find that out. Apparently it comes out in September this year. But honestly, for being in early access, it is incredibly polished IMO. There are still some things to balance maybe and things to improve on. But you could have fooled me and I would have thought this game was fully released by now. When I first got this game, I thought it was going to be just a Vampire Survivors clone with a DRG skin. And it kind of is, but also it slaps way harder than I expected. My first run was a lot of fun. I feel like it was more fun than many other Survivor-like and roguelikes that I've played. Oftentimes with roguelikes, you have to die a lot before the game gets fun. And that's still the case with this game. You do unlock a lot of things and you do get better the more you play. But it is fairly fun from the get-go. It honestly had me hooked before I even unlocked a lot of the stuff. So for the core loop, you pick a class, drop into a mine, and you start blasting and mining. You want to get gold, gems, kill bugs, dodge death, escape death, level up, and repeat. The loop is really smooth. You essentially get loot, you upgrade, you survive, you extract, or you die. It really feels like Vampire Survivors or Rotato mixed with Undermine, but at the same time kind of better because you got dwarves yelling at you. The gunplay feels satisfying for an auto shooter, TBH. It's still very engaging with all the dodging and pathing that you need to do. The mining also keeps you engaged at all times, and it feels really good to get gems and items as you go. Now, at the moment, there's 4 classes. You have Gunner, Scout, Driller, and Engineer. Gunner is slow and tanky. He is devastating, feels like you're dragging a minigun through a bunch of bugs. He's probably best for players who want to hold ground and delete swarms. The Scout is a lot of fun. It's the first character you play. He's fast, slippery, and it's all about movement, really. He's really good at dodging and just kind of going fast. He's great for dodging swarms. He's great at skimming objectives and really good at kiting big groups. It feels like you're zipping around the battlefield. I think the Scout needs a little bit more precise play and some smarter upgrade picks. Then you got the Engineer, and this might be my favorite one. He's probably the most tactical one. He relies on turret synergy and careful setup. You don't really just run, you have to build your safety. As you play him, instead of shooting things immediately, he starts placing turrets on the floor. There's several different builds you can make. Some builds you can carry guns, other builds is all about your turrets and your setup. It feels great when you funnel enemies into a death zone that you've created with your mining. They are very fragile. If a swarm gets past your setup, you basically die. He is very satisfying if you like pre-planning and indirect DPS. And finally, we got the Driller. The Driller is just fire and explosions everywhere at all times. They make tunnels through terrain like it's paper. They are super mobile in a weird non-linear way. It's a lot of fun. They're hard to control. You either feel like a god or a drunk pyromaniac. However, I do think that the Driller needs a bit more balance, especially the deeper you go into the game. Around Hazard 5, it feels like he falls off hard if you can't scale the damage. So what is it that's working in this game? The theme is spot on. You're a mining dwarf going down further and further deep into a mine. The voice lines are really funny. They're very classic. The mining actually feels like it adds depth. It's not a flat arena. You actually are shaping the battlefield as you play. You can carve a path to kite enemies. You can open up a line of sight, or you can just figure different ways to use the walls and the terrain to your advantage. The gear progression and the unlocks are quite satisfying, but I do think that they could do a better job towards late game. Everything sounds good, looks good, it's chunky, it's punchy, chaotic, and all in a good way. It's definitely one of the best playing Survivor clones that I've tried. Now let's move on to what isn't working. Once you hit Hazard 5, everything feels a lot slower. It feels too grindy. It doesn't feel quite balanced yet. Personally, the fun started to drop around there. I feel like I wasn't progressing and I wasn't getting any better. And if you're progressing, it's because you're lucky. But at the end of the day, I do think that this game has a really good core and that it's only a matter of time for the devs to patch in or fix things and make it a lot more solid. This game will easily give you several hours of playtime. It is not an expensive game either. I bought it on sale and it was definitely worth it. Some of the weapons are probably not very balanced. There's definitely builds that are a lot crazier than others. And, maybe that's good, but I think the devs could look at some of the weaker builds and buff them up a bit. I also think that the game could use a bit more builds or a few more weapons just to like give the game a lot more variety. And maybe with a future update or patch or expansion, the game will get a lot more complicated and fun. But despite all those issues, the game still hooked me. The mining feels really good. I think it's very underrated. No other game in this genre gave me that kind of movement freedom. I think in comparison to Soulstone Survivors, for example, which is another game in the genre, this game to me felt like I had a lot more decisions just because of the mining skill. It definitely gives it a unique vibe that it sets it apart from all the other Survivors-like games that I've played. Now, should you play it? If you like games like Vampire Survivors, Brotato, or anything in the Deep Rock universe, this game is 100% worth picking up. For an early access game, it is shockingly polished, like I've mentioned before. And if you want to wait till full release, that's only a month away, so no worries on that. The core loop is really tight, the classes are fun, and the theme is on point. That said, I do think that late game needs a bit of work, but that's not a killer for me. I think all the issues are fixable. I'm actually really hyped for the full release and see if anything changes. I do definitely recommend this game, especially if you like experimenting with builds and don't mind a bit of jank on the high end. Another pro I didn't mention before is that it runs really well on the Steam Deck or any other handheld devices like that. It is very simple, very fun, kills time very quickly, and in general it's just a great game. If its 1.0 release in a couple weeks nails it, this could be a genre staple. And if you haven't seen my latest video on roguelike, I definitely encourage you to watch that for more context. Well, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this quick review. Like I said, I recommend this game. It's a lot of fun. Go out and try it out. You won't regret it. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Baby Llama. I hope you have a nice day.